So do you call it East Downtown or do you call it EaDO?
I didn't hear the name EaDO until, probably when most other folks did. Nothing against it, just stick to the East Downtown.
It's time to do the East Downtown edition of the ABC13 Plus pop-up newsroom. Our location today, Pitch 25, owned by former Dynamo star Brian Ching. You retired from soccer, you decided to open a bar, so what made you decide to do it in EaDO?
It's just this melting pot of people, and you definitely see that here day in and day out with our crowds.
It's a one-stop shop. You have everything you need. You have the whole beer garden, you have cornhole, you have screens everywhere. It's amazing.
One of the cool things about this neighborhood is it's so walkable.
Absolutely. It's as about as convenient as it can get.
It's close to a bunch of restaurants, close to downtown. We can walk to all the sports stadiums. It's awesome.
I moved to East Downtown about 4 years ago, so that was when it was kind of up and coming.
And so what's it like in 4 short years from then to now?
I've seen a lot of development in 4 short years. I've seen new townhomes being built. There's a lot more nightlife.
And do you think it's kind of kept the same spirit of the neighborhood, or do you think growing up changed it too much?
I think it still has a lot of tradition.
Whenever I tell them what I do for a living, they want to hear more about that. Beer tender, sales director,
lab manager,
tap room manager,
head brewer here at 8th Wonder.
Everybody's thirsty, especially when it's hot in the summer.
People think all we do is hang out and drink beer, yeah.
It's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of lifting, there's a lot of sweating. A lot of people don't realize that. They just see it, pouring from a tap, and they don't think how much goes into getting it to that tap.
There is a lot of science and consistency that we need to be able to make the same quality product over and over again.
I check that the beer is microbially sound. I also run the tasting panel here that we do 3 times a week to make sure that our beer is consistent and the quality is there.
It's not just tasting and reformulating. It's a lot of hard work.
To be part of something on the ground floor and help it grow to where it is today, it's really nice to see those things come to life. Like the first time I saw our cans on the shelf, that was very surreal to me, to see it like in a grocery store and be like, I helped package that, I helped build that, I helped grow that, I helped deliver that.
And for some reason, I don't know why, but a guy tackled me during my jokes.
Corey Evans doesn't get nervous in front of crowds like this. As a 7th grade teacher, he's used to anything.
I've been teaching about 6 years, and I've been doing comedy about 6 years, so I've always been a teacher and a comedian at the same time.
This year, Corey decided to combine his 2 loves and help others in the process. His comedy showcase at the Secret Group in EaDO raises money for local teachers and students.
I teach students with special needs, so I have a lot of sensory things on there that my students might need.
Nicole Anders submitted an Amazon wish list and now gets to enjoy the show while other audience members donate. And even though it's a school night, we are hoping her students are watching their community step up.
They were more excited about me being on TV than the actual show.
We all know the area. Not quite downtown, but not quite the East End. But what do you call it?
I call it East Downtown or EaDO for short.
2nd Ward? Downtown?
East Downtown.
Not EaDO?
No, that's just pretentious.
And right in the heart of it all is a comedy club. Don't even try asking what it's called.
We were kind of like, well, we'll call it the Secret Group. People were like, that's a dumb name. And then we didn't ever come up with a better name, so it just kind of was the name that we have.
The group may be secret, but the mission is not. You can catch local comics here every night of the week.
Something like 15 clubs in the 80s, and then it went down to 2 comedy clubs, something like a few years ago when we opened. And so there was sort of this vacuum.
Our quickly growing city may not always get things like names right, but nobody can deny our sense of humor.
I'm at that level of broke. Well, I was grocery shopping the other day, and I found myself checking the price per units between different brands of ramen noodles.
Oh. I used to do a joke where I'd say, I don't care what Muppet impression you do as long as you Kermit. And it was really...
That's bad. That's very bad.
The great thing about comedy is you are really bad at it at least for a year.
I need something TV appropriate here.
You came to the wrong guy. Like everything I have is like PG, like 18 and up.
It's a day most people never forget. The day they finally decide to walk into a shelter and admit they need help for the first time.
September 27th, 2010.
Thomas Ratcliffe was an alcoholic and an addict who had dropped out of school in the 9th grade.
I just maintained this low plateau of life. It's really, to me, it was like, how'd I get here?
Then he realized Star of Hope offers free classes.
And it was amazing. When I started going to the GED classes and learning things, it was like a new high.
Thomas kept at it, also earning a college degree from the University of Houston's downtown campus. He now works for the university as a contractor and has his own apartment too.
It's like when you walk up on a job site and you see a flat slab of concrete over here and a big pile of lumber over here. You got to do it one stick at a time. That's the way life is.
We have some water and some hygiene kits, and these are essential needs.
Kenneth Akins takes the same route every day, driving down the street so many avoid, under the overpasses and abandoned lots east of downtown.
I have this tagline that I say a lot, that we're going where love has not yet arrived.
Kenneth has been driving the Love in Action van for 5 years. On the surface, his job is simple: bring blankets, water, and whatever is needed. But this job is so much more than that.
Really an invitation to get to know their story, to get familiar with what their needs are, and to kind of help them, make and discern together what those next steps are.
Just last year, Kenneth convinced 110 men to get off the streets and into programs. William Starr is one of them.
Considering what I did in my life, I'm 58 years old, I messed up, but God gave me another chance. And I'm going to do the best I can to make it right.
Each person here has a different story and different needs, but everybody, everywhere, wants to be cared for on some level, even if it's just through a simple hello.
Whenever they're ready, we're ready to receive them.
I think the first thing that needs to be addressed is we need to stop thinking of alternative transportation as alternative transportation. It's just transportation. I mean, biking is nice because it can be recreational, but it can be utility focused as much. I think everyone that rides bikes has something in common. I think we all have a lot of the same obstacles, a lot of the same situations arise. It's stuff that we have in common before we even became friends.
We met a few years ago, or a few years before the shop opened. We've been open for 3 years. We met through mutual friends. It was a bike group. When the conversation came up for us to open the shop, it's something I'd been kind of bouncing around with friends for a while anyways. We had a marriage of thoughts, of ideas, and then started talking more about it, and the opportunity seemed like a good opportunity to make that career change or take that risk to start a bike shop up, and we decided to go for it.
We chose EaDO because of its proximity to downtown. I feel like there's been a big push to kind of bring back density to the Houston area, and as people that see biking as a necessity for any sort of development that way, we thought, why not service an area that's growing rapidly, where people are living and participating in all things Houston.
Here we go.
The footprint that the shop is aiming to leave in this neighborhood is really just to remind people that we kind of owe it to ourselves to dispel the notion that there is such thing as alternative transportation, because the focus for any densely populated area shouldn't be on cars and stoplights. It should be on walking and biking. I think one of the benefits we've had of being able to grow with EaDO is that we've become part of the fabric of the community, and that's something that sets our shop apart, is how community-oriented we are. We deal with anyone from new cyclists to professional cyclists, but we work directly with the city of Houston to make sure that all our riders, including ourselves, all of our community, are supported by our shop.
Bikes are not like rocket science when it comes to working on them. So other than having the special tools to do it, a little bit of know-how and troubleshooting skills. It's a rewarding experience to work on bikes. Cycling is a very inclusive sport or activity. The bring togetherness that happens within the cycling community, it brings a lot of people of different lifestyles and backgrounds and different communities together with a common bond. Seeing more and more people show up for the rides as the time goes by, like all that stuff's super rewarding because it's, you know, I'm working a job that I'm passionate about and I love to do, and everybody wants to work a job that they love.
We feel like we have a tremendously welcoming policy for any level of ridership, making sure that people are aware that we're here.
I think if there's more people on bikes, like the world's going to be a better place. So getting people out of cars and on bikes and using different forms of transportation out there makes the world a little more livable for everybody.
Well, the iconic pink and green colors that we have in the exterior of our building, that's what catches the eye. That's what catches people's curiosity. Is like, why is there a pink and green building? And they see the big line outside and they want to see what's in, you know, what kind of food we serve. It's a big deal to us because, you know we put in the hard work. We sacrifice a lot, not just time, money, but, and to see where Brothers is now, it's just amazing.
I still can't believe people consider us the best tacos in EaDO. It's really shocking for me. In Spanish, it's called sazon, and they keep the same sazon. People that have come here since the beginning, 17 years ago, and for a reason or another reason, they stop coming. They come back and they tell me, I can't believe it's the same flavor as it was 10, 13 years ago.
We started from basically nothing. You know, we didn't know what our customer was going to be like. If we even were going to have customers, we didn't know. We just took a gamble and it paid off.
Fue idea de mi esposo, porque nosotros antes teníamos unas trocas loncheras. Se nos terminó el contrato y él anduvo buscando lugar para seguir vendiendo comida y encontramos este lugar.
It has to start with a tortilla. It's homemade, and our food it's ready to go. I mean, as soon as you come in, you probably spend less than 10 minutes in line. You go in and out, you have your food. You know, it's what people look for. The best three options that we have here would be, I would say, the bacon and egg, the ground beef, and I would say the chicken chipotle.
We're really detail-oriented. Like with the eggs, instead of buying the box eggs, we crack our eggs every day because the key is to have everything fresh.
I never taste nothing like that ever before in my life. The authenticity, you know, the way the tacos taste, like you can taste it, they really take their time and, you know, care in what they do.
Brothers Taco House, the name came from, well, my dad named it after me and my brother. It just stuck, and from there, you know, it took a life of its own. When I come here in the morning and I see those big red letters light up, it makes me proud. It makes me think about what my dad had to sacrifice and the hard work that he put into this business, and I know that was his favorite part, coming in to work every day, seeing those big red lights turned on.
Ir mejorando. Él nos dejó esto y seguir adelante con todo. No defraudarlo y ser mejor las cosas.
I know my dad would have been proud to see how many people still come in regularly into our business. He was really happy when he saw the line out the door. He was really happy. I mean, to him, it was a dream come true.
Welcome to EaDO, home of Bloom handcrafted beauty products. We have about 50 different brands in the store. They're all locally sourced with the exception of 4. Hair care, body care, skin care, free of those harmful ingredients that you don't want in your body. I wanted a store to actually give a platform for your local makers.
So those naturally handcrafted products you'd usually get your hands on at farmers markets, you can now buy throughout the week.
We have the Bloom Oil Bar, create your own oil blend. We charge about $25 for a blend. This is half an ounce. Right here is actually all the products that we make in-house.
And once your skin is in bloom, just a hop, skip, and a jump away, you can indulge in Mexican treats.
If you've never had rose-flavored ice cream, you need to come here and try it.
So this is a mangonada, which is made with nieve, which is similar to Italian ice. It's a sorbet. It's made with fruit, chamoy sauce. It's a little bit tangy and sour, and then we top it off with mango.
I'm speechless, and that hasn't ever happened. Sonia and her husband made their dream of owning a storefront come true 3 years ago, bringing a rush of nostalgia to their customers.
And I just think it's so important that they keep our community close and that they care about the culture and they reintroduce it to people who have forgotten it.
My husband makes the ice cream, which is chocolate abuelita flavored.
The hot chocolate that we grew up drinking, he made this into an ice cream. My dreams have officially come true.
We've had a lot of people that come in and they see a piece of candy that they haven't seen in years, and they get emotional, and then we get so happy because we remind them of their childhood in Mexico.
The first time Matt Henry climbed a rope like this, he was 59 years old. He hasn't forgotten it because it was just a few months ago.
All the hard work and sweat and some pain, but I don't like to brag on myself, but I'm kind of proud of it.
As he should be. Matt's CrossFit journey started last May when he stopped by for a quick workout. He had no intentions of becoming a CrossFitter.
I was anti-CrossFit for a long time because I feared injury.
You know where I'm going with this. Matt started working out at EaDO Fitness 4 to 5 times a week. Take a look at his transformation. That's from July 18th of last year to January 18th of this year. He is down 34 pounds.
Physically, I feel phenomenal. 4 inches in my waist did a whole lot for me.
A lot of us think of CrossFit as a workout just for the young and athletic. So did Matt at first. So he started out with personal training and beginner classes so he could make sure he was taking care of his body. Now, he's one of the guys people look to for help.
You see people losing weight, toning up, but really you see people's confidences change a lot. You know, you get people from all different backgrounds and different stories that have come in, and they all just maybe have had a really bad day, but they get into the gym and, you know, they're laughing and working out. And
there's kind of a rule of thumb here, the last person to finish gets the loudest applause, and it's absolutely true.
From the first firework of the new decade, students everywhere started thinking, are we prepared to join the job force?
My mother, she was an RN nurse, and she always told me, whatever you take up in life, let it be in demand.
But we all know it can be tough to keep up with school when you're also juggling work and family. That's why Houston Community College is now offering night classes in welding at its Southeast campus. 15 students show up twice a week at 10 p.m. and go until 12:55 a.m.
So that's what we try to offer, something for everyone.
They will graduate with certifications that will allow them to work pretty much anywhere.
A good welder can always find work. I mean, a good welder is an artist. No doubt about it, ma'am.
Graduating right out of HCC, I have already 2 job offers.
Well, it's a hub for just about everyone in the city, right? Whether you're a millennial, Generation Z, whatever you may be, this is a hub for everyone that wants to enjoy Houston and what it has to offer, because there's just so much to enjoy here. Like I said before, you can find a little bit of everything, just going up and down San Emmanuel. Anything that you want, it's pretty easy to find.
It's good to, you want to be where the people are. You want to be where there's a vibe, where there's some electricity, and I think
especially if you travel around to other cities, you bring some of that, and I think maybe that's probably what this town, this side of town has gotten.
I grew up in Houston, so I remember when this was an area you didn't want to be seen in. You know, you don't want to walk in this area, especially at night when the sun goes down. So over the years, you know, as the area has, you know, developed.
I remember probably as far as 10 years ago, you know, none of these bars were here. This place has picked up with, you know, the new stadium here in town, and I used to work around here, so it just makes it a good place to hang out with friends. I just come over. Pitch 25 is one of the soccer bars. Little Woodrow's, Truck Yard's also a good place, and then some pizza at Vinny's.
We've got a little bit of everything where you can find something depending on what you're looking for. As far as safety, it's pretty safe. There's a lot of cop presence, so you never feel out of place, out of touch, or in a position where you're not comfortable walking to your apartment, your house, wherever part of EaDO that you live in.
It's definitely very convenient. There's a lot of bars around in like a 6-8 block area where you can just walk. I mean, you can even extend it up like 10, 12 blocks. You know, there's new barbecue spots, you know, pizza joints, restaurants. So there's pretty good nightlife, and even during the day too, you also see a lot of activity, people running, walking. So yeah, it's definitely very convenient just to step out my door and, you know, be able to just walk as opposed to drive. There's some days where I don't even drive. I'm just walking everywhere in this area.
As a millennial, I found that this area has a little bit of everything that I would want to find in a city. I've been very fortunate where I get to travel, I get to see a little bit of everything that has caught my attention, and I found that here. So I found that I haven't really had to move elsewhere or see something different, because I find everything that I would want here in EaDO. If you want a little bit of what Houston has to offer, it's definitely here in EaDO.
So there's a lot of diversity as far as bars and places to eat as well, and I think that's one of the drawing points that many people like, because you can literally bar hop here and go to different bar setting and feel like it's not a similar type of vibe in each bar. So it's definitely a good calling point that EaDO has about that.
It also is Houston's own way because of the art down the street. You know, there's a lot of graffiti kind of is also grown in this area, and that's also part of the Houston culture.
Because that's just the name that is going to stick. You know, not everybody calls it EaDO. Like if you say EaDO, people know what area you're talking about.